Opening day has come and gone. We've seen a bunch of games already, so I thought it'd be a good time to react to your guys' biggest overreactions about the Major League Baseball season thus far. And let me tell you, I asked you on Twitter, you guys came in hot. Almost 700 of you replied to the tweet. So I'm going to go through, read my favorites, and tell you whether I buy, agree with them, or sell, disagree with these takes. If you want to get involved, links in the description to all my social media. Make sure you follow me down there. And don't forget to subscribe to the YouTube channel so you don't miss out on any of the baseball content. Also, a quick reminder, I'm going to be live on playback.tv/GiraffeNeckMarc tonight. Hate watching the Phillies versus Braves. As you can see, this is a live streaming platform where I can live react and show you guys the game at the same time. Playback.tv/GiraffeNeckMarc, 7 o'clock, Phillies Braves. Click the link in the description. Green says, Paul Skenes gets traded at the deadline because he wants out. I'm going to sell. I don't think that there's any indication that Paul Skenes wants out. I know the Pirates have not been good this year. I know that that team is not very good on paper. But I think the process in terms of their player development has gotten so much better that this team in a couple seasons could be really good. Like O'Neal Cruz looks great. Brian Reynolds is awesome. They've got a lot of great young pitchers. They just need some of those hitting prospects to pan out, as well as go out and spend money. The Pirates need to spend money. The fact that they're not is just so ridiculous, especially with how cheap, controllable, and affordable this team is right now with the talent that they have on the pitching side. They just need a few bats, and this team could be a lot better. I'm not going to say they're going to be one of the best teams in baseball, winning the National League Central, but if they went out and signed a couple of these free agents that were on the market late in the year, that would just be better major leaguers than they have on their roster, this team would be good. And Paul Skenes is amazing, and I feel like everybody's waiting for Paul Skenes to want to get out of Pittsburgh, to want the big money. I don't think that's going to happen, at least not right now. And I definitely don't think he's going to be asked to be traded, nor will the Pirates trade him at the trade deadline, so I'm going to be selling this take. I think there's no shot. Shohei Teoscar season 2024 says Luis Robert becomes a Dodger at some point this season. Oh my God, please no. Don't let Luis Robert become a Dodger. I don't think that's going to be the case. I really hope that's not the case. Please don't let him become a Dodger. I do think Luis Robert does get traded this trade deadline. I just don't think it's going to be to the Dodgers. I got to assume that somebody else who's competing with the Dodgers, maybe the Phillies, maybe the Diamondbacks, maybe the Mets, maybe the Braves want another outfielder. Like, I think there are a lot of teams. Maybe the Cubs want a center fielder if Pete Crow Armstrong's not playing as well. I think there's a lot of teams right now that definitely want to improve that position, and I feel like just have to be more aggressive going after a guy like Luis Robert than the Dodgers. Don't be shocked. I wouldn't be if the Dodgers were ending up with Luis Robert, because of course, why wouldn't they? Everybody ends up on the Dodgers. But to me, I don't think that they're going to get him simply for the fact that I think there's just a lot of teams out there that definitely could use Luis Robert more and need to compete and catch up with the Dodgers. So I'm going to sell this take, but I wouldn't be shocked if it happens. LOL says, probably not hot anymore, but balls are juiced. Yeah, I'm buying this one 1000%, but I think they're juiced in a different way than they were in the 2019 season when we saw balls flying out left and right, going absolutely crazy. From like 2019 to 2021, we saw that the balls were insane. I think that they are definitely not as juiced as they were. I think they're juiced differently. I think right now we're seeing better exit velos, so I think the balls are bouncier. I think the balls are flying off the bat harder, where previously I feel like guys weren't hitting the ball very hard and they were going very far. So I think it was something along the lines of like the drag coefficiency of the baseball was a lot less on those juiced balls previously, where now I feel like the balls are just a little bit bouncier. We're seeing a lot of guys hitting the ball a lot harder than they have in the past. Ryan Mountcastle's up. Nolan Schanuel is up. I think Andres Jimenez hit the ball harder. Christian Campbell, like there are a lot of guys right now who are putting up higher exit velos than we've seen in the past. And I could be completely wrong. Maybe it's the exact same reason why. But I think regardless, we can assume that the balls are definitely at least a little bit juiced than what we've seen in the past couple years. The offense is way, way up in the month of April. The expected numbers are way, way up. It's a small sample right now, but I do believe that the baseballs are juiced, so I'm buying this one. Amari NYC 78 says, Devers will bounce back and make the All-Star team. Ooh, this is a fun one. Okay, let me think about this. My gut tells me yes, he's going to bounce back at some point. He's going to be fine. It's been a rough 6, 7, 8 game stretch, but also at the same time, there are things that are really concerning going on with Rafael Devers. One, doesn't look like he's in the greatest shape. He's never been a guy that's been the peak male physical form. You've never seen Rafael Devers and been like, wow, I want to look just like that guy physically, but he doesn't look like he's in the greatest shape. Two, his bat swing, his speed is so much slower than it has been in previous years. That is concerning to me. We know he had some shoulder stuff going on. Maybe that's still a problem. Maybe he's still not fully recovered. But right now, that is the thing that sets off alarms for me that Rafael Devers is not 100% right. That being said, I'm going to take the crazy approach and say I buy this. I think he's going to end up being just fine. It's early in the season. The swings look terrible. Maybe being a DH is going to take a little bit of an adjustment for him. The Red Sox need him. He cannot be this bad if the Red Sox want to be successful and be one of the best teams in the American League. I'm definitely worried and I'm definitely concerned, but not panicking just yet. But I'm going to buy this. I think he still probably makes the All-Star team. Probably still ends up being a really good hitter. As cold as he is now, he's going to get scalding hot at some point. He has to. Now, if we see him hit the IL, that's a different story. Then we know he's hurt. Noah Kraft says the Braves bounce back by making big moves at the deadline and win the NL East. So, I don't hate the idea that the Braves bounce back because I don't think that they're this bad of a team. I know I did not predict them to make the playoffs in my predictions, and wow, that looks pretty good right now. There's never been a team that started 0-7 and made the playoffs. So they would be making history if that's the case. But at the same time, I definitely see that there were some cracks in the armor for the Atlanta Braves that maybe people didn't consider. Now, Austin Riley's playing terrible. Michael Harris, everybody is playing terribly on this team except for Nick Allen. That's not going to last. Ozzy Albies is good. Matt Olson's good. Austin Riley's good. Marcell Ozuna's good. Michael Harris is good. Those guys are good. And the pitching, that was where my concern was. I think the starting rotation was a little sketchy, and I was worried about Chris Sale. You've now lost Reynaldo Lopez to injury. The bullpens look sketchy as well. It just hasn't been great. You're going to get Strider back. You're going to get Acuna back at some point. So yes, they're going to bounce back. They're not going to be the worst team in baseball. They're not going to finish in last place. They're not going to finish in fourth place. But do I think they're going to win the National League East? I don't. And I just don't see them going out and being super aggressive at the deadline. Outside of the shortstop position and maybe like a sneaky pitcher like Dylan Cease, I don't really know where they can move guys around, fit guys in, especially with Strider coming back, especially with Ronald Acuna Jr. coming back. So I think the Braves bounce back, but I sell it because I don't think they're going to win the National League East. I think it's the Mets and the Phillies right now. And these are my famous last words, but I said them in my predictions. I'm going to say them again. I don't think the Braves win the NL East. Victor Fuentes says Yamamoto will be a Cy Young candidate this year. I mean, this is probably one of the easiest buys. I'm going to take it as Yamamoto will win the Cy Young Award because I think that's more of a hot take, but I like where your head's at. And I'm telling you right now, I am buying this take. I think Yoshinobu Yamamoto definitely is one of the 10, 15 best pitchers in Major League Baseball right now. We only saw about 100 innings of him last year, and granted, we've only seen about 10 innings this year. But what we saw in the postseason, what I've seen at the start of this season, his stuff is absolutely electric. He is disgustingly good. The fastball's crazy. The breaking balls, the splitter, everything that Yoshinobu Yamamoto has just screams Cy Young Award winner. It's crazy early to make any favorites, to make any picks, so I'm not going to go there. But Yoshinobu Yamamoto winning the Cy Young, I buy this take. I think he definitely can. I think he's super worthy. As long as he stays healthy, we're going to see about 160 to 180 innings of top-notch pitching from Yoshinobu. He's going to win baseball games. The ERA is going to be low. They're going to play great defense. He's in a phenomenal situation, and I think we're only going to see him get better and better as the year goes on. The guy is disgusting. Let's Go says the Marlins are going to make the playoffs and will be buyers at the deadline. I mean, this is like the hardest sell of my entire life. Sell. The Marlins are not making the playoffs, one. That team is horrendously bad. Really bad team. There's not a lot of good players on there. They have a couple decent guys, but they should never be the best players on your roster. They're going to trade Sandy Alcantara before the month of June ends. He is going to be off this team. The Marlins, if they buy, Peter Bendix is doing a disservice to this organization. Their farm system is terrible. Their roster is terrible. There is not many good things going on in Miami, besides the fact that they're going to be able to cash in on a couple players and get some guys back. Most importantly, Sandy Alcantara. So no, the Marlins will not make the playoffs, and they're definitely not buying at the trade deadline. Gorman says Jordan Walker is an all-star and a finalist for the Silver Slugger Award. Oh man, you know the way into my heart. I'm such a huge Jordan Walker fan. I've been a big fan of his coming out of the draft, and it feels like it might be clicking finally for Jordan Walker. Again, everything is such a small sample size, but the exit velos look incredible. The plate discipline looks awesome. He's hitting the baseball hard consistently. He's making good swing decisions. These are all the things that made everyone so excited about Jordan Walker as a prospect. And remember, while he did make his debut 3 seasons ago as a 21-year-old, he's only 22, turning 23 this year. The guy is still incredibly young. I think a lot of people wrote him off because he struggled in his sophomore year. But I am so in on the Jordan Walker hype train. I love the idea of him being an all-star, especially on a weak St. Louis Cardinals team, and I love the idea of him being a Silver Slugger candidate because at the same time, while he's a bit shaky in the field, definitely not great out there, he is awesome at the plate when things are going right. And if they continue to go in the way that they've been so far through these first 7-8 games, Jordan Walker is going to be one of the better productive offensive outfielders in the National League this season. So I'm buying it. Let's go Jordan Walker. One of the few times I'll be positive about the Cardinals. Luke says the White Sox rotation proves to be one of the most underrated and dominant rotations in all of baseball. It's these two-parters that get me. Make them one part and I'm more likely to buy it, because I do think that the White Sox rotation could be slightly underrated. Reason being is they were one of the worst teams. Well, they were the worst team in baseball history last year. They're supposed to be one of the worst teams in baseball this year. They will be. But their pitching has a lot of interesting players on the pitching side that I like a lot. You've heard me gas up Sean Burke all offseason long. He was my Rookie of the Year pick. I love what I've seen out of Sean Burke thus far. I think he's about to make a second start, so these could be my famous last words. But Sean Burke's looked great. Shane Smith has also looked really, really good. It was a small sample, again, only 5 innings. But in those 5 innings, I see a pitcher that is a major league caliber pitcher. I see a guy who's got a disgusting kick changeup. The stuff looks really good from Shane Smith. I'm excited to see what he does the rest of the year. Martin Perez, while I don't think he's a great pitcher, he won't die. He consistently is on a major league team and always is productive. He'll be traded at the deadline for some prospects. I'm not going to go crazy about Jonathan Cannon and Davis Martin, but they look like they could very much be major league pitchers. And then at some point, I think we're going to see Noah Schultz this year. I'm a huge Noah Schultz fan as a prospect. The guy is disgusting. I think we could also see Hagen Smith if he has a really good start to his minor league season at some point towards the end of the year. Nick Nastrini looked decent in spring training. I like Jairo Iriarte stuff. Like, I'm not going to pretend like this rotation is good by any means. No. That's why I have to sell it, because they're not going to dominate. But I think that the White Sox are showing, one, that they're making some improvements to player development. Brian Bannister's their senior pitching advisor. He is a really good baseball mind to have around guys like that, and clearly he's making things work. I think they're heading in the right direction. In a time that's been so dark for the Chicago White Sox, I do think that there is sort of almost, we're starting to see a little bit of light. It's miles and miles away, but we're starting to see a little bit of light at the end of the tunnel, because I can start to see a process of making this team and players better. But I do sell this because they're not going to dominate. They're still going to get smacked, but I do like some of their pitchers. StatJack says Kyle Tucker has a dominant season and gets paid close to $500 million with the Yankees in the offseason. Yeah, I'm buying this one. I'm totally drinking the Kool-Aid with the idea that Kyle Tucker is going to not only just get paid this offseason, because he's incredible. I think he's one of the 15, maybe even top 10 best players in Major League Baseball. The guy is so incredibly good. Criminally underrated. Again, before he got hurt last year, he was on pace to be the MVP in the league. The numbers were that of Aaron Judge's in the first half when he was healthy. And he's off to a blazing start with the Cubs. He's hitting for power. He's driving in runs. He's doing all the things that you'd expect. So yeah, Kyle Tucker's going to get $500 million. I fully believe that. Like, Kyle Tucker's sneaky young. He's 28. He's going to hit free agency at 29. So he'll probably sign a 11-year, $500 million contract. He's going to sign it with the Yankees. They're going to want to bring in another big bat. Like, Bellinger's going to be great, but I think Kyle Tucker's going to be that guy that really moves him to the next level. It just seems like a perfect fit, and Kyle Tucker will hit 40 to 50 home runs a year in Yankee Stadium. That right field is the only thing that will feel better than playing at Minute Maid for him. So yeah, I believe it. Kyle Tucker's going to get paid, and he's going to get paid by the Yankees. All right, Bill Papers 4. Let's talk about this one. Mets win under 85 games due to an inconsistent offense, and Mendoza gets fired. I mean, we know I'm selling this one, but here's why. This isn't even biased Mets fan take. Here's why I'm selling it. One, the offense has been inconsistent in 5 games, similarly to the Braves, where I don't think they're in trouble in terms of hitting. I don't think the Mets are in trouble either. The lineup is good. The players are good. Pete Alonso looks absolutely locked in. I'm concerned about Mark Vientos, I'm not going to lie. There was always going to be regression in his game. I am concerned at how he's taking it mentally right now. That's the part that scares me, and that makes me think that we could be in trouble there. But Francisco Lindor never has a good April. Juan Soto's amazing. Pete Alonso's great. Brandon Nimmo looks awesome in the 4 spot. Starling Marte, Jesse Winker swing the bat pretty well. Winker needs to get the average up, but he's been hitting the ball hard. We're going to get Jeff McNeil back. Like, I think this offense is going to be good. I really don't think there's a problem. They're one of the 10 best offenses of baseball last year. They added Juan Soto. They're going to be completely fine. And I don't think they're going to win under 85 games. If they do, something went catastrophically wrong. This team is really good. The pitching is definitely a little bit sketchy, even though it's been great to start the year, but they're going to go make a move. I know they're going to. This team's fine, and they're definitely not firing Carlos Mendoza. The Mets front office, David Stearns, everybody loves that guy, and they're not going to disappoint that badly where he's going to get fired if they were ever to. So, yeah, I sell this one completely. I know I've got the Mets flag right behind me, so I was never going to buy this take, but this is just nonsense from Bill Papers. He doesn't even follow me. How'd he get on here? Fetching Balls with Bailey and King says torpedo bats are ridiculous and will make a mockery of the record books. I'm quite sure Major League Baseball will allow them, though, because they don't care about their storied history. They'll throw it all out for the instant gratification of higher ratings. That's why they have pizza boxes for bases. Oh man, this is an old man take, right? Like, this is not a good one. I will say this, we got some bad info about torpedo bats early on. Shout out Michael K for explaining them poorly. But torpedo bats, honestly, not that big of a deal. It's genius by the teams, it's genius by the players to alter how the bat is in order to fit a player's swing, to maximize and optimize a player's swing. Make it as good as possibly can be. That's so smart. That's so genius. Teams, everyone can do this, so it's really not a problem. I don't think the reason that offense is so up is because of the torpedo bats necessarily. I think it's because of the juice balls. And truthfully, I think everyone's making a bigger deal of this than it truly is. I just said truthfully and truly, by the way. Horrible English by me. Terrible. But I think we're making a bigger deal than it is when we should be embracing and be like, oh my God, offense is back right now. Offense is amazing. People are hitting the ball better. That's what we should want. It's not stopping people from breaking bats. It's not making the label stronger so that people don't break their bats and they hit home runs now. It is going to optimize players' swings. And if you think people haven't been working on that already, you're out of your mind. So yeah, a few days ago when I got bad information, I thought the torpedo bats were crazy and I thought Major League Baseball would ban them. But upon new information, upon new learnings and research and just stuff that's going on, I don't think these are going to get banned. Everyone can use them. They're not a problem. I sell this take. Two more here. Let's go with Randy Nunez, who says Aaron Judge hits no more than 40 home runs. Sell. Have you watched Aaron Judge play baseball? The guy's unbelievably good. He is the best player in baseball. I said this earlier in the year. I put him at number 1 in my rankings. Everybody went berserk. I didn't put Ohtani. Have you watched Aaron Judge play? He's unbelievable. And Ohtani's not pitching right now. Until Ohtani pitches, Aaron Judge is better. It's just that simple. And it's not a knock on either of the guys. Judge is right now doing something that we've really only seen guys like Barry Bonds, Manny Ramirez, Willie Mays, Hank Aaron, some of the best hitters of all time. The stretch that he's on, the peak that he's had is that of the greatest baseball players of all time. And as much as I would love to make the jokes about what happened in the 5th inning of the World Series and all those kind of jokes about dropping the fly ball and not stepping up when he's clutch, when he's needed, Aaron Judge is one of the best players, if not the best player in baseball. 40 home runs is disrespectfully low. He's going to hit over 50 probably. And if not, he's definitely hitting over 40 with a healthy season. We're selling this one. As much as I like to make fun of the Yankees and on them, I am an Aaron Judge fan. I like baseball. He's good for baseball. My Yankee hatred can only go so far. And truthfully, it's about hating the team. I really don't hate any of the players on that roster. All right, so there they are. That's me reacting to your opening day overreactions, your hot takes. Let me know in the comment section which ones you agree with. Give me some hot takes for the next episode. Drop a like on the video if you enjoyed, as well as subscribe so you don't miss out on any of the content. Follow me on all my social media, GiraffeNeckMarc. Links are in the description. That's where I'll wrap it up. You guys know the drill from here on out. YouTube recommends you watch this video. This is my most recent upload, so click through those if you have not yet seen them. Thank you guys for watching. I'll see you all next time. Bye.